Xin chào các bạn cùng quay trở lại với chuỗi Matter of Taste, trải nghiệm ẩm thực và rượu vang cùng với WINECELLAR. Ngày hôm nay chúng ta sẽ cùng phỏng vấn anh Gordon Dundas là đại sứ thương hiệu toàn cầu đến từ MacLeod Distiller. Đây là một trong những tập đoàn sở hữu những thương hiệu whisky cực kỳ hảo hạng như Tamdhu và Glengoyne đến từ Scotland. Good morning, Gordon. Welcome to Vietnam.
Good morning, and xin chào Vietnam. It's great to be back here. My second time here, 10 years after my first, and great to be with you at WINECELLAR with our fabulous whiskies and our Christmas gift box.
Yes, we are really glad to representing the Glengoyne and Tamdhu first year in the WINECELLAR. And as the Christmas and the New Year holiday season is coming, you see that we have quite a lot of gift sets.
Stunning, absolutely stunning. And a great whiskey to gift at this time of year as well. Just because of the style that we create across both these brands. Really great, really approachable. Everybody loves the taste of Glengoyne and Tamdhu.
Great. This gift set is actually exclusively only for Glengoyne and Tamdhu because we're working directly with a very talented local artist. His name is Song Lam, and the name of the gift set is Thuận Buồm Xuôi Gió. It's meant in Vietnamese. It's representing a successful and good thing only in business. So we really hope that gift set's gonna going really well in the Vietnamese market, especially for our business clients.
I'm sure. It looks fabulous.
Great.
Of course, Glengoyne has been around since 1833 on the current site. Known initially as Burnfoot Farm, a lot of those farmers in the early 1800s were distilling illicitly. And then Glengoyne became official Glengoyne in 1833 on that very famous location just north of Glasgow on that Highland-Lowland line. The distillery sitting just in the Highlands. And then, of course, our warehouses sit in the lowland region, which is very unique. Well, I mean, I think the first thing to remember about Glengoyne is that we're family-owned. And that's really, really important. We want to make the best possible whiskey. So how does that manifest itself with Glengoyne? Really slow, inefficient distillation. That means flavour. That means taking our time to allow the stills to capture the essence of the spirit that we want to produce, and then using the finest oak casks to produce our naturally coloured, beautiful variety of whiskies. Well, I'm a big fan of food pairings. Something like our 12-year-old. Beautiful whiskey, matured in bourbon cask, a little bit of sherry cask maturation in there, and lots of that fresh, vibrant flavour from the spirit. Beautiful with a little bit of seafood potentially. Or we move on to something a little different, maybe like our 25-year-old. This is going to work with really dark, rich flavours. Those darker fruits really working closely with those richer, even chocolate or rich meat flavours. Yeah, so 170 miles further north from Glengoyne, we purchased Tamdhu in 2011. A big distillery, but we only put a small percentage of the spirit we produce solely into Oloroso sherry casks. The only Scotch whisky that solely matures from 0 to full maturation in Oloroso sherry. And you can see that with the beautiful colour that comes through in the 12-year-old. We're using American and European oak Oloroso sherry casks. And these are some of the most expensive casks in the industry. And the way that we mature gives the experience of drinking that beautiful sherry cask, the 12, the 15, the 18, in different styles. Fabulous whiskey.
Can you share with us a little bit more about cask management of Tamdhu?
Yeah, certainly. Well, when you buy sherry casks, we are buying the best sherry casks possible. They come from Spain in either American oak or European oak. They take 6 years to make. So that's from a tree being cut down in Spain or the wood being imported from North America. It's air dried in the sun. It's then formed into a cask. That's 3 years into the process. We then toast it on the inside and put Oloroso sherry in there for over 2 years. A total time of 6 years, meaning these are the most expensive casks in the industry.
And as Tamdhu is considered a new brand in the Vietnamese market, do you have any message that you want to transfer to our Vietnamese whiskey consumers?
Absolutely. I think Tamdhu, when you taste it, you'll be wondering why you've never tasted Tamdhu before. I think it's a beautiful cask type that reflects the flavor, beautiful spirit, and the way that we've combined these casks together in our 12 in the lighter style through to our 18 in the richer style. It's a wonderful, wonderful whiskey. Something you should try and enjoy, those rich, dark flavors.
Great. And also, could you explain us about the ratio of first fill and the refill cask, and how does it affect the taste of the Tamdhu?
It's a very good question. It's the same a lot in most single malts. If we look at something like this, we have our cigar malt here. This is a very rare whiskey. This is fully matured in first fill casks. So we only produce this in very limited quantities. And we want to ensure when we produce this whiskey, it's not just tasting of the cask, but it's tasting of those beautiful Tamdhu flavors, but the richness from the casks as well. But also in a general sense, refill casks are really important. They allow that spirit character to shine through, less cask influence, and when you combine them in a 12, a 15, or an 18, you get that beautiful Tamdhu style through all of those whiskies. So refill is really important, as our first fill.
All right, last. As the Christmas and the New Year is coming, do you have any message that you want to say to our audience in Vietnam?
Absolutely. I think with Tamdhu and Glengoyne, we have beautiful different styles of whiskey. The approachability of Glengoyne, the high age 25 and 30 offering a real experience unlike any other in the whiskey market. And Tamdhu with its sherry casks has that slightly different profile. So with both of these whiskies, they're both family owned by the company I work for. We really put full effort into making these the best possible whiskies that you can enjoy. So try them, take them home, enjoy them. So we have the Glengoyne 12 here. What I love about this whiskey is the approachability of it. This is a crowd pleaser. This is a whiskey that's really going to get those juices flowing. Vibrant fruits, lovely citrus, a little bit of lemon, lots of creamy vanilla, and a little bit of richness at the back because of the European oak sherry casks in here. A nice amount of refill, showing off that beautiful, slowly distilled spirit at Glengoyne. Apples, bananas in there. This is beautifully fruity, beautifully luscious, exceptionally drinkable.
Right. Now is Glengoyne.
So this 15-year-old we brought back after a few years of it being out of the range because of our stock situation. When we brought it back, we've added a little bit more of those European oak sherry casks, but there's still bourbon casks in here. This takes the 12 and adds a little bit of richness. 3 more years maturation, and you get that sweetness at the front, but there's a deeper, richer flavor coming through on the 15-year-old. I find this is a beautiful, can be aperitif, can be digestive. But the other thing you notice, exceptionally smooth, bottled at 43%, natural color. This 15-year-old is an absolutely fantastic whiskey drinking experience. Well, what can I say about this whiskey? This is the Glengoyne 25-year-old, an absolutely legendary whiskey. I think this is one of the best 25s in the market. I'm going to explain why. Firstly, look at this beautiful color. All from European oak Oloroso sherry casks. A combination of first fill and refill casks. This is that rich, syrupy mouthfeel. The number 25, of course, is important, but why this whiskey is fabulous is this small number here, bottled at 48% alcohol. So close to cask strength. This gives you the best experience possible. Rich, dark flavors at the back of the mouth. Syrupy, there's little hints of raisins, dark chocolate, maple syrup, and a beautiful smooth finish that just keeps going on and on. Genuinely something to savor. A glass of this will last you half an hour. Just enjoy it. It's luscious. It's fantastic. I absolutely love this whiskey.
Now we will move to the Tamdhu 12.
So when we bought Tamdhu Distillery, we had no products. We started off with a 10-year-old. We changed that 10-year-old to a 12. We launched a 15 and an 18. This 12-year-old is a fabulous whiskey. Lots of American oak Oloroso sherry casks of at least 12 years. There's European oak in here as well. Bottled at 43%. Beautiful natural colour. This shows you the lighter side of sherry casks. There's hints of vanilla from the American oak sherry, and there's cinnamon buns and a little bit of that gentle spice coming through. For me, lots of fruitiness, lots of that style of Tamdhu coming through. This is a really, really fabulous whiskey to enjoy with friends. Understand sherry casks don't have to be the big, rich style, and something to savor. Really, really fantastic whiskey. Enjoy. I'm going to let you into a little secret. This is my favorite Tamdhu. Why? Because it's got a combination of everything we do. It's got a lot of that lovely Tamdhu spirit that's been in those casks for 15 years, that's evolved over time. We've got American oak Oloroso sherry that's at least 15 years. We've got European oak in really interesting quantities, giving us this little bit of everything going on in here. There's that fruitiness, there's that beautiful sweetness at the front, there's richness coming through. This is just fabulous. We've also bottled it at 46%, non-chill filtered, and just look at the beautiful colour in that. Fabulous whiskey. Absolutely love it. So when we introduced the 18-year-old, we had a look at what we'd done with the 12 and 15. The 12 was that lighter style, more American oak. The 15, a great combination of both. This is now much more European oak. 46.8% alcohol. You can see by the colour, richer, darker. This is a more thicker experience. Definitely the after-dinner whiskey of those three. 70% first fill European oak in this whiskey. So we're getting big, bold flavours, but there's still Tamdhu in there. The rest of it's mainly refill. So that fruitiness now has changed. 18 years in cask. We've lost quite a lot to the Angel's share. We're getting a lot of oxidative aging going on. And what you find here is complexity coming through. There's a real complex flavour, smooth but rich. Not dry in any sense, fruity all the way through. To be enjoyed at any time, but for me, after dinner, even with a cigar or some chocolate. So what we have here is a very special whiskey. This is the exclusive single cask for Vietnam. This whiskey was distilled in the end of August 2009, put into a sherry hogshead. We now have, after 14 and a half years, 360 bottles only exclusive to this market. European oak. Now this is a slightly lighter colour for European oak, but that's fine. You know that there's no defined colour from single casks. It's just each cask is different. And what you notice with this when you try it, even though it's at 56% alcohol or close to that, you get this beautiful, slightly lighter flavours, although the fruitiness is in the back. Pears and plums and those types of fruits coming through. Really long, really smooth. This is a fabulous whiskey. We're really happy to have launched this with you guys. To have a single cask in a market such as Vietnam makes us really happy, and to work with Wine Cellar. But when it's gone, it's gone. So make sure you pick one up. It's an absolute classic. So what we have here is real liquid history. 31 years in cask, and we have a few bottles here in Vietnam. And what I love about it is, look at the bottle, beautifully presented, beautifully done. And look at the colour, quite light. I'm going to explain why that is. So after 31 years, we've brought a few casks together. Every cask that Rosebank's been matured in has been refilled. Why is that? Because it has such an amazing spirit style. It is triple distilled, which is rare in Scotland. And then we've combined that with the worm tub condensers. There's only 20 distilleries that have worm tub condensers. But Rosebank is the only one in Scotland that uses triple distillation and worm tubs. So that spirit character back when this whiskey was produced in the 90s was really exceptionally fruity, really, really vibrant, alive. And that's what we want to recreate in the new Rosebank. So those refill casks, after 31 years, have given a little bit of interaction, but not too much. What we see in this whiskey is a beautiful, vibrant summer style. A little bit of those tropical fruits on the nose, a gentle spice comes through. This is bottled at 48%. Also, I love the fact that the casks are allowing the spirit to absolutely showcase its unique style. Those worm tubs make those tastes just retain in the mouth really, really well. So this is an iconic whiskey, never filled back in the 90s to be a 31-year-old in my hand here in Vietnam. But my God, an absolute legend of Scotch whiskey. Really happy to be working with Wine Cellar to bring a whiskey like this to Vietnam.